Hello everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Aurelia Lusaitė-Žvinienė and I am from Hermetas Solutions Company. Hermetas Solutions is a security solutions distributor, and every month we organize security webinars about different security topics. Today our guests are Marta and Michal from FAMO Company. We will look today at guidelines on how to secure and manage mobile devices without the headaches. Before I turn the webinar to the speakers, I want to tell you a couple of things. Every one of you are muted. If you have any questions during webinar, please write them straight to the questions bar, and at the end of the webinar we will try to answer them all. We are recording this webinar and we will make it available later. So, have a good webinar, and I'm giving a word to Marta and Michal.
Hi everyone, good to have you here. Just a couple of words about us. I'm Marta Kuśnicka from Pensifon. I'm responsible for marketing and channel partnerships. And together with me is Michał, who is our pre-sales and support, the head of our pre-sales and support.
Hello everyone.
We'll be talking about effective mobile device management policy guide, and we are happy to be here with our distributor Hermitage. So let's get to the point and let's get started. Right? So we all use tools at work. Most of us need a PC or a laptop, but more and more often we use smartphones and tablets for work. Actually, when you see the breakdown of operating systems, Android is the leading operating system worldwide right now, and it's actually available for mobile only. So it tells a lot about how our times have changed and what's new in the way we work. Great. So then, what about the challenges? We think of a typical smartphone, and as for an employee, it's really exciting to have a new smartphone. But for IT, it brings a lot of new risks and new challenges that they never faced before. Okay, there is a lot of fuss in the media that it may get hacked, right? But can you think, Michał, perhaps of a friend who had their phone hacked?
No, not really.
Maybe it's only us. So I wanted to ask you in a short quiz, how about you guys? Can you help us with the poll and vote in this question? I will read it aloud just in case.
You should see it right now.
Can you see it?
Yes,
they can. So do you know anyone who had their smartphone hacked, right? This is the question. A few more seconds for answer. I think we're ready now. Just a moment. 80% voted. Okay, so let's see the results.
Okay.
So what are the results? So we don't know anyone who had their phones hacked. What about stealing or losing it?
Yeah, I know many stories of people losing their smartphones.
Yeah, me too. But it's not for the webinar actually. But let's see if the same applies to you, to our audience. So another quick quiz, and let's see.
Okay, let's do it.
If it's the same.
It's another short question.
And just give us a moment. And here it is. Do you know anyone who had their smartphone stolen or lost it? Quick vote. I think we're almost there.
Just a few seconds more.
Still voting.
Okay, I think it's fine.
I think it's fine. Let's see the results. So we expected it's similar to this wild guess that we took, that most of us know people who lose smartphones or have them stolen, and it's a scenario that we wanted to take a look at, and and think about what are the possible consequences for the company if it's a work smartphone, right? So what happens next? If it's so popular to have your smartphone stolen, what happens when we do?
You know what? You probably think what the 96% stands for. I will tell you a short story. The Symantec carried out an experiment. They dropped smartphones in one of railway station in the US, and they want to check what happened next. You know what? It's really similar as you. It was 96% of lost smartphones were accessed by the fingers of the devices.
Yes, so that's why we wanted to take a look, and it's very possible that if your smartphone gets stolen or lost, then someone will access it. Okay, so let's take a look at such a smartphone.
Okay, so imagine you go for a walk and find a smartphone in the park. We have our phone. Let's take a look. What do we have here? This smartphone is not secured. There is no lock code. We can see that there is a CRM application. So I think it could be a sales guy device, I think. What do we have here? There's a list of business contacts. Great, it could be useful for me, for example. Yeah, what else do we have there? Oh, there's a Dropbox. Okay, great. Let's take a look. What's there? Okay, we have a dedicated folder with something from work. Okay, confidential agreements. Okay, some customers, Excel file. Okay, I can copy to my device over the Bluetooth. Okay, I already get it. Great. What else do we have here? We can imagine that the person who lost this device is a very efficient employee anyway. So that the Facebook will be useful for us to locate the owner.
And yeah, so as you said, it's probably this person is an asset to the company, wants to stay be always on the top of things, and uses the device and apps for work. So there's nothing wrong about it. But at the same time, as a company, we need to keep the data on this device protected. So how can we achieve it? How can we what can we do as IT not to allow such situation to happen? And I think we've already told a bit about it. It's the first thing you need to think when implementing this mobile device management policy is the human factor. Our co-workers, they don't necessarily want to do evil things, but they are not always aware of the risks. And IT needs to help them actually get on the right path. And in case of mobile devices, it includes password protection, memory encryption. This is something that our customers begin with when they start on a journey. And it's pretty easy to achieve it using MDM.
Yeah, yes, it is. So in a moment, we will present the device which is already managed by FAMOC MDM. So Marta, could you tell us what is the FAMOC?
Yeah, just a couple of words of introduction. Yeah. Just in a nutshell, FAMOC, the console which we will be showcasing here today, is a mobile device management system which allows you to enforce security on mobile devices, smartphones and tablets across all mobile operating systems, distribute and update apps, and also restrict device features and monitor how it's used. I am trying to be concise here, and we also give lots of tools for remote support for IT.
Okay.
So let's see the console.
Let's see how it looks like in real. So here we have a administrator console. As you can see, it is a web-based console. There is also our device, but it is managed here. What I'm doing, I am applying a policy by adding this device to the new group. And as you can see, FAMOC forced me to provide a new device log code. And what is really important, that the device user cannot turn it off. It is something like policy that you can remove from the device.
Yes, and you can apply it to different groups in the company. So it doesn't need to be that all employees get the same policies. You can differentiate it on the basis of what data are on the device. And these are the basics that we usually begin with. And what else can we do to protect mobile devices? What's the next step?
It's a common problem that employees download applications from different sources, or just by mistake. And these applications may not seem malicious. It can be a simple chess application at first sight, but they often have privileges to access your contacts, calendar, or camera. Without even knowing about it.
Yeah, and I can imagine that my child can do such a thing. Download a simple game that is not really so safe to have on my phone.
Yeah.
So what's the way for the company to stay protected?
Let's say there are 3 ways that you can protect a company against these threats. The first one is you can easily disable application store such Google Play or Apple App Store. Then the next thing, you can disable USB debugging or restrict using connectivity modules such as Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, NFC. And the last thing, I think we also need to prevent the user from messing with operating system, for example, rooting the device, and just block an access to the device settings. It is really simple in FAMOC. I think we can see how it looks from the end user perspective. Can we?
Yes.
Okay, great. So it's our managed and secured phone again. I'm assigning our device to more restrictive policy.
Yes, so it's one way. We are talking here about this security context, but the restrictive policy blocking some apps that we don't want to be used is also used in very specific scenarios.
I'm sorry, Marta, but please take a look on our device screen. What will happen now? Unwanted applications just disappearing right now.
Yes, so they are removed. No more unwanted applications on the phone. The administrator, for some reason, wanted to keep Facebook on the phone, but this is our scenario.
Just to look at the owner of the device.
Yes.
In case of.
Okay. So but these disappearing applications, this setting or this policy can be used not only in a restrictive policy scenario, but for example in transport companies, when we have customers who have smartphones in their trucks with only one app for getting the new destinations and targets to drive to, and they don't want the drivers to get distracted or use any other apps. So this scenario, when you block many apps, can be used also that way, or in point of sales. And you also mentioned many things where you can lock certain features, but there are companies who sometimes want to have features on. For example, with these drivers, they kept saying that they accidentally turned off GPS. And using our system, you can be sure, for example, that the GPS is always on. So there are also such capabilities. Okay, so we discussed locking everything down, and it's quite easy using MDM, but it doesn't really make people happy because people want to use their mobile apps and devices.
That's true.
So there's also another approach you can take in order to stay secure and let people really enjoy using the mobile devices. So you can be a bit less restrictive and react in the event of security breach. So how it works? For example, we have a customer in insurance company who decided to block all app installation because he thought it's more secure. But people don't like to have everything blocked, so one of the managers decided to root the device to break the rules. And as it happened, FAMOC detected the device as rooted, sent an alert to the administrator, and locked access to the corporate email. So then we have those automatic reactions that can be applied when the device gets jailbroken, rooted, or there is a malicious app installed. So it's something to think about as well.
Okay.
Or another way to go is to put everything in a container.
Yeah, all these security measures we have already discussed don't need to be applied to the whole device. They may be used in a separated environment, such as Samsung Knox Workspace or Android Fork. Over the past couple of years, operating system, including iOS and Android, have stepped up their efforts to make their devices enterprise ready.
Yes, and so it means basically that iOS and Android come with built-in native separation for business data and apps. They do it differently, but it's a container solution that's corporate data.
The result is the same.
Yes, and all the corporate work things like data and apps are in separate encrypted zone, and IT controls only the things in the container. Yes, so.
Okay, I think we can see how it looks like in real.
Yes.
The container. So let's go back to our device. I'm assigning it to the special group, and the group is called container or Knox. And just to show you how the process looks like. Okay, where is my device? It's here. As you can see on the device, there is a company's application. Like there was Insightly. It was removed because of new policy. It was removed and moved to the Knox, to the container, because this is a company's corporate application, and as you can see, all applications as corporate tools are located in Knox Workspace in the container, in separated place.
Yes, so it's very useful in companies who want to adapt BYOD models, whose employees don't want to go running around with two smartphones and want to use one for work and play. And the containers, they work really well in many business scenarios, but it's not the only way to go. As we mentioned before, there are different approaches you can take to mobility, and we wonder what would be most important to you. So this is our last quiz. Can you answer?
Our last question to you.
Yes. So which would work best for in your organization? What do you think? This is a lot of reading this time. So how would you introduce mobility? Okay, so we can either separate private and work staff, we can block unwanted apps usage or block everything down. We can also try applying basic security only, or just leave it as it is, allow users to do what they want. So, so these are our answers, and we are really curious, how would you approach it?
Okay, a few more seconds. But it's not so easy. Question.
No, it isn't. Okay, last call.
Final call.
Yes, final call for all attendees.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can see the results. So, yes, they're in. So most of you would try to separate private and work staff, go with containers, and some of you also think that applying basic security is enough just for the company. So it's actually it shows that there's each company has a different story and a set of needs. It's not there's one way to go with mobile device management. There are always many options, and it's, as I heard sometimes, that each feature in our system has a different customer story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that you need to take a look at users, how they use the devices, that they want to have their native experience, they want to use the smartphones, and to use them for work and not to block them. And what's also important is communicating the project. We concentrated, of course, on the functionality, on what can be achieved as a result of having MDM in place. But to implement it successfully, you need to tell all the team that you're doing it and how you're doing it. So we are here just to, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. And I think that's a time for questions right now. So if you'd like to learn more, if we should discuss anything else, just let us know. Okay, so we have some questions popping in. Quite a lot. No sound. I hope you heard us all the way through. What about pricing? So pricing is per device, and it's a monthly fee or for the cloud, or perpetual in case of on-premise.
That's correct.
And there is a trial, a 30-day free trial for the new customers. They can add up to 5 devices and test the solution for a month. Of course, if they need more time or if they want to modify it, we're also open to it. Question? Is it possible to make policy for office and for free time? Should I answer? Yes, there are some geo and time triggers in our system. So you can have this off-peak and on-peak policy, and you can also connect it with a specific geo.
Yeah, so it depends on the device location.
Mm-hmm. So it can be connected both with time and with the location. So you can block Facebook in work hours and let people use it after hours.
Okay, another question. Can you use policies to distribute companies' contact list and synchronize it? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can assign. We can distribute contact lists to all FAMOC users or to specific groups of users. Another question: what kind of platforms does FAMOC support?
Oh, some FAMOC supports everything right now, as I remember.
Yes, even desktops.
Yeah, iOS, Apple iOS, all Android devices, Windows mobile, Windows phone, Windows desktop devices as well.
Some historic Symbian devices and very old ones as well, but it's no longer needed. Is it possible to install FAMOC seamless on the device? Yes, so there are a couple of ways how FAMOC can be installed on the device. So you can do it using email, text message, using cable, or
yeah, you can also open a startup page directly from your device, which should be managed. There are also a few additional ways how we can add devices to FAMOC. One of it is Samsung Knox customizer
and Apple device enrollment program. So there are two solutions right now who really help a lot in enrollment. The one is Apple DEP from
two companies, let's say,
yes.
because there are a lot of solutions, especially with Samsung
and Samsung devices. Yes,
yeah,
so
because there is not only a Knox custom configurator, but there is also Knox mobile enrollment, which is a dedicated solution for MDM.
Just in a few words, it works like that during the first startup process, the device is forced to be added to MDM, and once it's wiped, it re-enrolls again to MDM. So it's actually useless for someone who tries stealing it. Okay, is it only cloud-based, or can it be implemented on premise? I think we've already answered this.
Yeah, FAMOC is cloud and on-premise based solution, so both are supported.
And let's see another one. How can I get the trial? So please get in touch with Hermitage to set up a trial, since they are our distributor.
Another question: is it possible to synchronize it with FAMOC with Active Directory or LDAP? Yes, it is possible. You can import users from Active Directory or from LDAP catalog. What's more, you can use the external servers as let's say SSO, just to make users to use their login, domain login, and then password. Login to FAMOC console.
Okay, I think we covered most of the questions. Is there anything else that you'd like to know, or should we sum up this session? Just feel free to ask us anything else. We'll send you the follow-up emails, and if you'd like to test it, just we'll be happy about it.
Yeah, well, just let us know.
Let us know.
We are here for you.
Okay, so I think we're good. Aurelia, can you just wrap up?
Yeah, thank you, Marta and Michal. It was very informative presentation with a lot of great information. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope this topic was relevant to you. If you have any questions, please contact Hermitage Solutions and we will answer them all. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great week as well. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.